Hi, my name is Chrono. You guys might want to buckle up for this one. This one's gonna be a little bit rough. Yeah, also, Mountain Dew. Not sponsored. Wouldn't be opposed to it, but hey, that's just me. Uh, First things first, I have... Still a little bit groggy. Kind of woke up a little bit ago to do this recording because I figured I need to get this out of the way. It's been sitting on my shelf, it's been bugging me, and I was not happy with the recording that I did before for this thing, so I'm redoing it again because last time I tried to film this, it didn't go the way I wanted to, and I'm looking at the recording, I'm like, I can't post this doesn't feel right, so here we go. So this set is a bit of a controversial one, given the issues when it was both announced, leaked, and then revealed, as well as it being put on shelves. And that set is the 327th Star Course or Battle, 327th Battalion. Commander Bly's unit. Grand Marshal Commander Bly, who served under Jedi Master Aayla Secura. Now, with the set, we got the ATRT Walker, which stands for Advanced Recon... What did he say? ATRT. Sorry, my head's been a bit screwy with this one. All-terrain recon transport. Don't know why that was a bit of a headache to deal with. Then again, I'm also now dropping things, and yeah, still kind of woke up. Pardon me for whatever happens in this video. If I'm not my usual self, I'm still groggy, but at the same time, I still need to get this out of the way because I'd rather get it done because there's some good stuff and bad stuff with it. I still need to talk about it. I need to do it. Right. So, right. All-terrain recon transport, along with 4 clone troopers from the 327th Battalion. Now, if it's a Star Corps, I apologize. Again, memory's going a little fuzzy. I tried to say foggy, ended up mixing it with fuzzy. Foggy. It's gonna be a weird word. Whatever. It also comes with a little mortar thingy. Don't know why, but there are some good stuff here as well. Some really nice molded, the new molds for the super battle droids, which is really great. And you get 3 of them. Stand up, damn you. But what I'm happy about is the Dwarf Spider Droid here that it comes with the build, especially considering the fact that this is a really, really nice one, and I'll talk about that later. So, first things first. How do I start this? Let's see. First, I want to move that over there, because I don't like the idea of potentially not getting over there, but hey, that's something that happens when you're not thinking. You just, hey, let's get a drink, whatever. Let's start with the main issue. The droids are fine. It's the clone trooper sites that has issues right now. And one of those starts with the walker. Now, we've had multiple ATRT walkers in the past, and every time that LEGO has done with these, no, not every. Sometimes they get it right, but other times, like, no, they've been mostly like huge, which does not make sense. To put things into perspective, an ATRT walker is roughly around 10 to 12 feet tall. If we're going to put some math here and some science or whatever, say each of these clones is, or minifigure is around 5 to 6 feet tall, right? And if I'm going to try and get that so it's close. So his feet are to the back of this walker's. And I just do this. So if there's these two clone troopers stacked up on top of each other are 12 feet tall, and this thing is supposed to be 12 to 10 feet tall, I think that's a bit of an issue. You can see what I mean, right? Like, that's big still. Now, instead of that, so hang on. Let's see. Yeah, well, that one fell out, but yeah, so that's, instead of 12 feet tall, we get, what? 18 feet tall? Over, still? So it's like a bit of a, that's a bit off. So yeah. I think my dog is starting to fuss. Cherry, you okay, bud? You want out? Hopefully it doesn't get too fussy. That dog. But yeah. So the main issue here is that, yeah, they made previous versions of this that are bigger than this one when they did that. And while it's been shrunken down, it's still big. And my dog keeps making noises, and I'm worried if he's trying to fuss and say, like, hey, I need help, or like, hey, can you get me a move? Because the thing about that dog is he's like one of those dogs, like, he'll fuss and whine, and then you go up to him, and he's like, hey, move, and then he moves. Like, he's fully capable of doing it, but he refuses to do so unless you tell him to move. Or like, hey, scoot. Then he moves. So, yeah, I don't know what to do with that one. Alright, what was I saying? Right, walker. This thing's around 18 feet tall, if we're talking like Lego scale, right? Which is way bigger than an ATRT is supposed to be. Another thing to take things into account here, an ATRT walker is also able to collapse and fold down, like the legs, like they fold up, say like, hang on. Okay, say that, okay, so say this part here is like this. Like this part of my body is supposed to be this section here. The legs that are like this, they're supposed to be able to go like that. So the bottom of this is lower to the ground so that a clone trooper or driver can get on or off of the vehicle. So once not active, they're like this. But when they are, they rise up and they just start going away and doing their thing. And considering the uses of this thing, fun bit of lore that I'm going to pull into here. These things were used for, obviously, recon missions, support vehicles. They were used in police work, like on certain issues. Like say, like, oh, hey, there was a planet, there was like some civil disputes going on. These things will also be seen around that kind of scene, as well as helping with cleaning up like a war zone. Like if there was a place that was blown up, they had taken some shells, whatever. Place is a mess. These things would also be seen there to help up with cleanup. But yeah, another thing is I've seen people who've made mocks of this thing, and they managed to make them minifigure scale size, whatever, right? Which is really cool. These things can't fold up, which is a bit of a, yeah. I'm trying to make it so that way it can do the thing, but also stand upright. Because there's an argument I believe people at LEGO would make, like, oh, hey, we want to make it so that way a kid can put this together and then set it up and not have to worry about it falling over and such. And I'm like, there you have people who are making builds and they can do that. And the detail is great, all things considered, for what we have here to work with. We've had a lot of parts being made for the stuff that we've been getting lately to get a lot of cool stuff. It's doable. So why LEGO doesn't want to do it, I don't know. Because I can tell you, army builders for like Star Wars stuff, you get a ton of people making them. I'm thinking about ordering a custom myself, and I might do a comparison about that later. But more importantly, back to this, it's just big, which is kind of concerning to think about, especially in the fact that this thing has been shrunk, which is a step in the right direction. I'm glad LEGO's made that decision. Hey, let's shrink this down. The other problem here is the fact that they still, for the set here, $45, the size of this, it doesn't add up, you know? There's good detailing on stuff here, like with the stickers, have like weathered and damaged, stuff like that, which is great, especially considering the fact that this set, like the content here, is supposed to be, like, say, where the 327th were stationed during Revenge of the Sith. They were on the planet Felucia, which is like a jungle planet. So yeah, that idea that they had some weathered textures here on the stickers is great. Would I prefer them to have been printed? Yes, because I could note that there are some stickers here that would be annoying. This thing's $45. $36 if it's on sale, which I've been saying. I didn't get that for sale because at the time the sale wasn't around, and I got this around my birthday, so whatever. I'm still happy with it, with some of the stuff that's here, especially because of the droid stuff. I'll get into that later. Yeah. Another issue that we're circling back around to. Charlie, what's the matter? Okay, now he's fussing. Give me a minute. Yep, as I thought, he was starting to fuss and be like, hey, I want to move, I want to go do stuff, and I'm not going to do that until you get me to move and, like, say, hey, let's go. So he's currently outside now. He's going to the bathroom. I will deal with him when he gets back. But yeah, back to this. Where was I? Right, figures. Now, there is some cool stuff that we have. Right. We're going to use this guy. One, the rangefinder piece. It's an interesting thing because this is a new mold from the ones we had before. It kind of feels a little bit more sturdy, and it doesn't feel like it's gonna move too much. Now, there is this slight issue with the rangefinder because it does seem a bit to be a bit off, and that seems to be because of these helmet molds with the things here. But yeah, which is another thing that people have been complaining about, which I kind of agree. Like, there is a method to do. There's a way to fix things, you know? But yeah, I do like the detail here that we have. You can't see it too well because my camera doesn't want to focus. But there's some weathering on the armor. It's scuffed up. It's shown like damage, right? Which is great. You know? You can see where they have the printed waistcape on. There's nothing here, and then there's this here. It's gonna be a bit annoying to some people who know that these soldiers have commas, the waistcape pieces. So it's like, Why are we doing this? Why can't you give us waste capes? And I say that knowing that I've seen both Lego Ninjago and that Lego Dreams line. Like, they have minifigures that have waist capes. We have Star Wars that have multiple characters that have waist capes, and we just do not get them. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. And it's frustrating. Now, especially considering the fact, another thing is, like, I think I heard another argument. It was like, oh, so one, we have things like, this thing's the way it is because we want to make it so that way when kids build this thing, it's going to be able to stand up on its own and do whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, one, mock builders have fixed that issue. It's easily something that can be done. You just got to be patient with it and you're good, right? Second, they're talking about how you can't get a minifigure to sit down with a waist cape here, right? First issue I see, one, is this piece. This thing can be a bit annoying to sit down a minifigure on because it doesn't necessarily want to stay that well, you know, as compared to when you do it like that, and then he's not likely to move, you know? So, in fact, actually, one of the things I might do is I might just take that piece and I might flip it around. Because, yeah, that is bothering me a bit. So, you know what? Hold up. If I can just get it. Yep, I got it. I hear my dog, so. Dirty, you come back, bud? I'll give him a minute. But yeah. And I will actually provide an example. Potentially one might. Oh, there he is. Okay, so give me a minute. All right. Oh, hold on. Okay, he's good. Sorry, where was I? Right, I was going to show off how the waist capes do not get in the way. So, this, you've probably seen before. This is a custom of Captain Rex. I love this figure, especially considering, and I got this guy because getting a Captain Rex minifigure can be a bit annoying. And so when I got this one, I was very happy to get this due to the amount of work that was in detail that was put into this. Because look at that. That's on the sides. You can see it on the boots. And my dog is now drinking. Don't mind him in the background. He's going to be at that for a while. So you have a thing with drinking a lot of water, huh, bud? Oh, man. Yeah. So, this thing has a lot of beautiful detailing. I'm going to do this. You can see under, when it's not hiding behind the waist cape, you can see there's a lot of good detail here. It's on the arms, it's on here. Unfortunately, the helmet, not so much, but it's so-and-so, so whatever. I could always get like a Captain Rex minifigure head and just put that on and be good. But yeah, this is still a really cool figure, right? And this thing has the waist cape, it has a cloth pauldron, which, another thing, I don't think I mentioned it. If I did, I apologize. This is a cool thing. This is hard plastic. They did something with the pauldron, and that actually helps fix the issues that we've had before in the past. Because anytime we've gotten like a pauldron before, it's kind of been a bit hit or miss. Either it's good, or it's either too small, it's way too big, or it's just detailed wrong. And it's like, what are we doing here, you know? So this hard plastic pauldron piece is a step in the right direction. I still have mine. I'm happy with it. It's what it is. And now he's moved to a different location. Yep, that's my dog. Do you not have enough water in there? I guess I'm going to have to refill the water bowl later. Yeah. where was I? Right. Good thing that they upgraded the pauldrons there. That's a good step in the right direction. But here, right, they're talking about how the wastegapes are going to get in the way. You can get... He's going to be a bit stuck on there. So, the wastegapes are not getting in the way. They're not. And yes, I did just flip this around. But again, when it comes to the wastecape, that's not the issue. That was not what I meant to do. Again, it's going to be a bit... Excuse me, I gotta fix this. Okay, I fixed it. Also, Charlie is getting... You need to take it easy on the water, big guy. Good grief. That dog. Alright. But yeah. Excuse me a minute. I have a word with him. I just had to shoo him away. You've got to stop drinking so much. Don't give me that look. That dog. I worry about that dog. He just keeps... He was just going like... nom on the water, just like... You are drinking so much. You don't need to be drinking that much. I know you don't. Because he ends up fussing about it later. And he's like, hey, I want to go outside. Or I'll just look at you just then piss on the floor. I don't know. You gotta stop drinking so damn much. Come on. Where was I? Right, those. Whatever argument that LEGO has for why it is that they're not making wastegapes. Sorry. Why they're not making wastegapes for these figures, it's not sound, right? You can put a minifigure on here and it's going to be able to be fine. The issue is how you make it so that the clones or the minifigure is able to sit down in the thing. The cloth piece does not get in the way. It's where the studs is able to be making connection point to the minifigure. If it's like so, it's going to be loose. But if it's this way, it's not likely. So I flipped this around, so these were here. So again, loose. Sturdy. Again, the cloth wastegapes are not an issue. It's not. So there's that. One last few bit of details before I wrap this up and get to the other part, right? Because I've been talking about this for so much. They did have a thing for storage for like the blaster and a set of binoculars, which is nice. This I'm not too happy with because of the way that the ATRT, the gun thing, it doesn't look like this, and I don't like the stun blasters. I just don't. But yeah, I fixed the things I would fix with this is, again, just work on the size problem, work on the scale issue. I'd do some printed pieces and make sure the price is actually reasonable, because otherwise it's just not going to be warranted. Because yes, there's some cool stuff here as well that we have here in the set, but because of this thing being what it is and how it is, it's just causing issues, right? Moving on to the droids. I think I talked about it before. If I haven't, I'm going to say it again, because if I didn't do it, I'm going to be annoyed at myself later if I haven't done it and I have to do that, whatever. the Super Battle Droids, this is a new mold that they have. I don't have an old one on me right now, which is unfortunate, but hey. And I'm not going to go run upstairs and get one right now because I spent so much time already. The clips have been updated, so they feel a lot sturdier, they feel a lot stronger, and the same can be said for the waist connection with this clip. Because in previous ones, like a thing that you would know is that when it comes to these things, one of the things you had to worry about when you had a Super Battle Droid or if, any droid minifigure that had these kinds of legs is that when the clip was on, there was a good chance it could break because it wasn't made the best, which is annoying. So I think they fixed it, so it's a lot better. It feels a lot better. Not to mention the detail is really nice on this thing. I really like it. And now we have this guy. This is a dwarf spider droid. Now these guys, I think one of the first times you could see these guys was like during the Battle of Geonosis in Attack of the Clones. Now, this thing, you've also seen them during the Battle of Kashyyyk, during Revenge of the Sith, as nothing as well. They just go and storm in the beach and all that whatnot. These are really cool, plucky little droids, right? I say little around these things, considering these things are around the size of a punch buggy, give or take. But yeah. One, I like the detail work. We desperately needed this when it comes to this droid. We really have. Now, this thing can stand on its own. Hold on. So this guy can stand on his own with or without this piece. I sometimes just put this on now because it just makes it easier for like display. But hey, that's just me. I do like how they made they made a better brick built head for the main section here of the droid. The legs look better, the turret looks great, the eyes look phenomenal, and they made it so that the antenna is able to pop out of the top of the head like it's supposed to, which is really nice. We really needed this for the Dwarf Spider Droid because past iterations they just look janky and wonky as all hell. So seeing this here is really nice. It's really, really nice to see, considering past iterations we've gotten. Even the ATTE, that one's a really cool set, right? But the Dwarf Spider Droid's just janky, just wonky, it looks goofy. Not compared to this guy. Just look at it. I'm really happy with this guy. I'm happy to see him on my shelf when I have him displayed and put on display and whatever. It's a really cool droid. I am planning on getting other ones as well. I'm thinking about getting that homing spider droid. You know? It's gonna take a minute for that one, but I'll get it. Yeah. Now, I'm looking at the clock. It's been a bit longer than I like it to be, but hey, it's what it is. Also, I don't do editing, so. And also, my dog, he's old. I gotta make sure he's not good, so. Yeah, gotta shoo him away from the water bowl because he drinks so damn much to the point where he'll just piss himself later. You are trouble, you know that? That dog. That dog. But yeah. Conclusion summary. There are some good things about this because it is a step in the right direction, but at the same time, it's also not. Due to the pricing of this thing, there's issues with the clone minifigures, and there's still a scaling problem with the ATRT Walker. And for the price of this, it's not great. Wait for a sale if you're planning on getting this. If you want it, like for stuff like the droids, or or like the clones, either or. Make sure you wait for it to be on sale because otherwise it's just not going to feel like worth it, you know? The droids, beautifully well done. Lego handled that beautifully well. But the clones, not so much, which is a little bit disappointing. But yeah. That being said, because of that, it's kind of weird to say give it like a rating. It's a 50-50. But yeah, again, wait for a sale if you want to get one of these guys. Because, yeah, while it does have some good stuff, there's still some issues with it, and I'm going to be making sure that I pay attention to that. But yeah. I'm probably going to see if I can tinker with this thing in the future, maybe see if I trig it down a little bit if I can. Maybe even take parts from the 501st ATRT thing that I have before in the past, see if I can swap the colors out, maybe make it shrunk down a bit, make it work. I don't know. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, I think. Another thing that's a problem is that these things, I'd like to point out something. You're supposed to be able to fit 2 ATRT walkers in the back of an ATTE. I want you to look at the ATTEs that we have and then look at this thing and tell me, do you think you could fit in the back of that thing? No. Again, LEGO can do this. I know they can. We have mock builders who can be able to make a good ATRT walker that's both scale and beautifully detailed. It's able to be done. You just gotta put the effort in. Like, come on. But yeah, I've been driving around about this too long. I'll see you guys around the next one. You guys have a good one. Remember to hit the bell for notifications. You can see when I put new stuff on. Hit a like, and make sure to subscribe if you like what I do. I'll see you around. This is Chrono signing off. Have a good one, guys. And hopefully your guys' day has been made a little bit better. Ta-ta for now.